Hi, everyone.
Hey,
I'm Alicia,
and I'm Meredith.
and this is It's About the Pasta, a Vanderpump Rules podcast. Season 10, episode 14, next week's
Ooh,
finale.
the OG
Oh
finale
my
until
God.
Scandival.
Oh, yeah, this is the OG. Someone in our
Mm-hmm.
Patreon said that. So exciting. Before we get into the episode, check us out on the A&M Podcast Network. We have this podcast. We have Summer is Fun, a Summer House podcast, and One Season Wonders. Please be sure to rate, review, subscribe. Meredith,
Yes.
we have 3 5-star reviews.
Yay! Oh my God.
So we have David Ochosis.
I love having you read these people's Apple
It's so
names.
embarrassing. I'm gonna get canceled. Titled Titular Line.
Oh,
So he or she, David, I'm just assuming. I hate misgendering people though. David said, I just got to the part where James screams, "It's not about the pasta." I couldn't
yes.
stop laughing. Love the show. Still excited for more season 6 content. Oh, David, we gotta go back.
I know. It's really hard.
Season.
There's a lot going on in the Bravo
They just
universe.
never stop. Yeah.
But we can't wait too.
Okay, Pit Hole gave us 5 stars, entitled Best Pump Podcast Ever. Says it's totally about the pasta with these two. This show is a must listen after each VPR. If they could do any better, I couldn't tell you what it is.
Oh my
I wish I could give
gosh.
more stars. So basically, we're perfect.
My
I read
heart
that one
is
and I was
so
like,
full.
no notes.
You know what? This is
Thank
the confidence boost I needed for the day.
Okay, so then last one, Violety Poo said, if you guys have one fan, it's me. I, like most, follow and download every podcast and would talk about pump rules after Scandival broke. Not all of them I'll continue a follow, but this one I will. It feels like I'm hanging out with my best friends talking about our favorite show. Forever a listener. P.S. Saying dude is a tell when Tom Scumdival lies.
Interesting.
Dude. It's gonna be
Man.
so weird going back and watching old seasons.
It's
But
gonna be
stick
hard.
with us because
Yeah.
now Scandival is gonna change fucking everything.
That's where the post shows are gonna be epic.
Oh my God, I can't wait. But thank you for leaving a 5-star review.
Thank you
3
so much.
3 whole ones.
Wow.
Okay, please follow us on Instagram at Vanderpasta and join our Patreon, patreon.com/Vanderpasta. Let me tell you what you can get. For $1 a month, you get access to all of our fun pre-shows. This one that we did was very Vanderpump Rules heavy. So if you want to talk about more Vanderpump Rules, this is the place.
Yeah.
This pre-show. Also, you get access to any episodes we record early, including this one. For $2 a month, you get access to everything I just mentioned. Plus, as we said, when we go back and watch old seasons, we're going to do an after show where we'll talk about Bravo News. And that's where we're going to talk about how we spot Scumdival's lies now.
Yes.
Because he's talking shit and saying the word dude. Also, we'll say your name on the podcast. So thank you to Chris, Danae, Darby, D, Dustin, Gabriella, Aisha, Jackie, Jamie, Casey, Katie, Kelsey, Chrissy, Lauren, Sarah, Cameron, Tierney, Tiffany, Tonette, Tracy, Amy, April, Emily, Gina, Jennifer H, Jennifer T, Kirsten, Ruby, Sarah, Taylor, and Tiffany.
Ooh,
oh my God.
What a list.
So many people. Okay. I'm gonna be so sad in the off season when they all leave, but I understand. But don't do it.
And that's totally fine.
That's fine. We get it. And then for $5 a month, you get access to everything I just mentioned. Plus, for live seasons, you can give us your thoughts, questions, opinions, concerns, whatever, and we'll read them on the podcast. And this week, wow, did it flood? Did it flood my email? So I went through, and you guys are gonna be so proud of me. I'm saving us a lot of time, including you, because who wants to listen to me struggle to read for half an hour? I went through and I took out all the important parts. I'm sorry if you left a comment and I missed one of your important parts, but like I read everything and each person gave me something. So I like want to talk about it, but I condensed it to help me.
There's a lot going on.
But we will talk about it, and also we'll pick a patron of the episode. So this week's patron of the episode is Aisha, because I picked Aisha for Summer House, but not for Vanderpump Rules, and she gives us all of her thoughts all the time.
Woo!
Thank you, Aisha.
constantly active.
And I think I mispronounced her name when it first happened, so I still feel
Yes,
bad.
but that's okay. We
You're like,
appreciate
"Yeah,
the
you did."
correction.
Yes.
No, I'm the one who told you the mispronunciation. Very
That was
confidently.
fucking Meredith. Okay, before we get into the episodes, we have some thoughts from last week. Okay, Jackie said she gasped when Rachel spilled the homemade ranch.
I'm a big food person. Like, that's a no-no.
Jackie also shouted out the conversation between Katie and Ariana and how it was so mature, probably thanks to Ariana. Tierney said that she cannot believe that these episodes are unedited, but I think they've started to show the edited version.
And it's confirmed. Lala, I think, said on her podcast that her going through last episode and doing that voiceover section, that was post Scandival.
Yes.
They re-edited that and had her come in and like do it.
Yeah. The episodes before were not re-edited. I think now they have been.
Yeah, I think the last few have been slightly.
Yeah. Tierney also said, how do people not know about Scandival if this was all happening? That's what she thought. And then she figured out that like the producers, I guess, noticed it, but followed Ariana's lead. So Ariana was very adamant that nothing was happening. And Lala and Katie tried to talk to her about it, but neither had any proof. So they just chalked it up to their hatred of Rachel. So that's why it seems very obvious. And Tierney would love to see Kristen as a friend of. She also noted the no regrets thing Rachel said, and it's like Sandoval keeps feeding her shit to say to justify everything they're doing.
She's a parrot with words he says.
She's a dumbass. Tierney also gave us her accepted and blocked. So she accepted Ken last episode for following Lisa's directions and dropping the Scandival nugget in front of Katie. And I guess when he said it, it sounded like Sandoval, like Sandyville.
Oh,
that's how
Sandyville.
And then she says, so Rachel, Tom, and Tom are permanently blocked for her. So her other blocked is Sheena for bringing up Christina Kelly's party in front of everyone and blaming Katie for the whole open relationship rumor. Which fair, but I love Sheena. Which fair. Okay, so Lauren said it's nauseating to see Sandoval put Ariana in a position of not being able to accuse him without direct proof. He basically did the same thing to Kristen because when she accused him, he gaslit her.
But she was Miss Detective and even got stuff.
Yeah, and even then he made all of us think Kristen was insane.
Yep.
This is nuts. You're right. That was a really good point. And Lauren also said he's a narcissistic piece of shit and it's hard to watch. And Ariana didn't let herself consider that he was actually cheating, but also she probably wouldn't have wanted to become Kristen.
Yes.
And yeah, like if you trust this person, why would you be like, they might be cheating on me?
And like to throw away 9 years, like I would have some doubt in it if I was with someone for 9 years.
Exactly. Okay, but that's all we have for before. Should we jump into the episode?
Let's do it. I'm ready.
Previously on Vanderpump Rules, they went glamping for Raquel's birthday. Raquel and Sandoval got weirdly close. James was opening for Cascade and he got mad when it was compared to Rachella. And then Allie got embarrassed. And then Sandoval hung out with Raquel instead of being with Ariana when her grandma died. And Sandoval says his relationship isn't good because of Ariana. And he's planting seeds to say that their relationship sucks because of her. Can I tell you? So I watched this episode first drunk and I was ready to throw hands. And then I watched it sober and I was still ready to throw.
I mean, I almost wanted to throw my remote at my TV.
Watching this drunk was a wild ride. Okay.
I watched it live.
That's better.
It was a lot.
Okay, so we open up at Villa Rosa. Lisa got a new pony for diamonds because Rose died. It's something about her. We're setting up for a small welcome party. Sheena and Brock's apartment. Summer's outside in the sandbox. Okay, back to something about her. Penny, the chef consultant, is here. I saw Penny on a TikTok, actually. I think her daughter's posted a TikTok with her. And it was something like, when your mom's just trying to make good sandwiches, but everyone keeps cheating on each other. Something wild like that. I was cracking up. So Penny's getting good energy in this space. they're having a look-see party, and then they're gonna go get drinks at Sir after. Apparently the sandwiches are really good. Ariana and Katie talk about how they have one advantage over the Toms. They're willing to ask the professionals for help.
I mean, I think that's every woman compared to every man.
Like, women will ask for directions,
They
because
will.
why would we keep driving if we're lost?
We either know what we're doing and we are so confident in it, or we will ask for help.
Men are so dumb. Men are weak. I'm just but not
Alicia
really.
did text me that today.
Men are weak.
Men are weak.
Sorry. So Katie asks Ariana about the conversation with Lala about like Tom not going home for the grandma or whatever. And Ariana says the situation wasn't that big a deal as it seemed to Lala. Katie, though, compares it to her Tom not being emotionally supportive when she needed him. And Ariana said she's not going to be mad at anyone for being concerned for her. So she's not like gonna take it up with Lala and be mad. She's just annoyed that people are going to undermine her relationship. Which Ariana does like. She's very private in the sense that she'll talk about her vulnerability, but she doesn't want people to judge it, if that makes sense. So like she'll talk about issues in her relationship, but she doesn't want people to be like, you guys should just break up.
I feel like then have comments about it. And I think that's for her friends, but also the public. Like, I do think sometimes that they, in the past, like they being Tom and Ariana, have shielded the show from like what they're going through, aren't as open, which that's hard. It's hard to put everything out there.
Yeah, and I think Ariana really like kind of fell into the show with dating Tom, which is fine. I think she likes it, but
yeah, I think she just has better boundaries than other
she's
people.
No Sheena, man. She's not even talking about her affair on air or whatever.
Jesus. Hey, it started the show, so
true. So shout out Sheena. So then we go shopping with Raquel and Charlie. Charlie's so fucking weird on camera. Like, she just knows the beats she has to hit, and it is so
I can't decide if she doesn't want to be on the show or if like production just isn't giving her the time of day.
Well, like even when they're talking, like Charlie's like, oh, that's so weird. We're just gonna what?
It's just she's like, friend of for Raquel, and I don't like it. Like horrible. Raquel has no other world in this season. Even she has no one else.
No,
it's either she's hanging out with couples and doing things with them as a large group, or she's like glamping with Charlie.
Yeah. So Charlie asks about Tom yesterday. Raquel goes, it was fun. And then was like, never mind, I lied. It actually wasn't fun. All because when she said hi to Katie and Terry, it was weird. And then Raquel had a conversation.
What did she expect? Like when they played us back the clip, and actually, like, I thought Katie did the right thing. She had a like neutral tone and said hi, and that's it.
Yeah.
Well, you have made it clear, Raquel, that like you were not friends with Katie.
Stood there. She was like, hi, Terry. And Terry's like, hi. And then she goes, hi, Katie. And Katie's like, hi. And then Raquel stood there. I was like, keep moving. Literally while you're walking back or past, be like, hi, Katie, hi, Terry. And then keep moving. Don't even fucking stop.
But what did you want them to do? Ask about your life? You've made it clear you're not friends with these
how's
people.
Hanging out with Tom Schwartz? How's that? Okay, and then Raquel had a conversation with James about him saying he regrets Rachella and how Allie is different, or loving Allie is different than loving Raquel. And they both feel like James is just more into Allie than Allie is into James. And I think Charlie says it correctly, where she says James sees Allie as his future wife and Allie sees James as her current boyfriend.
Which I agree with that.
Yes, I think Allie loves James. I'm not trying to say like she's just here, but I think like she's very.
There is always one person who is more into the relationship, and
usually you try to hide it. James is like,
hey, listen, no shame to James for not hiding it. Good for him. He's in love and he wants everybody to know it.
But then Raquel says he'll fuck it up with Allie, and that's why she called Allie her replacement, which is mean. That's mean girl shit. I don't think I kept watching this episode being like, if not for Scandival, would Raquel have won the season for me? And no. She's a horrible. She said
all of it would have been cringy, no matter what.
Horrible to say. But yeah, Raquel says she overturns a new leaf with her relationship with James. She's choosing herself over her relationships now.
Oh, okay.
So Raquel didn't get an invite to the sandwich shop. She's okay with that. And then as she's checking out,
I do really quickly want to mention that Ariana later says she was invited. And that Rachel said it isn't a good idea to come.
Yes, I also caught on to that.
that I'm like, I feel like she's like trying to make this a narrative thing. And it's like, honey,
I was left out.
like, come on.
I was
Come
bullied.
on. Okay.
So then
Get to the
Raquel,
most important part.
she spots a gold lightning bolt necklace that she buys for herself for $780.
Insane.
So do you think she was like, oh my God, Sandoval loves lightning bolts. I'll also buy this.
Yes.
And then we're matching.
How embarrassing when this skein all broke and everybody's like, they have matching necklaces to tell each other they love each other. I thought he bought her a necklace.
I thought he bought it.
And I was like, hate that, like for the Ariana side of things. But like the fact that she bought this herself.
So embarrassing.
So I am secondhand embarrassment.
Do you think he Venmo'd her back for it?
No. Do we even think he noticed?
This is so embarrassing. Also, it's for $780.
Yes.
And Charlie's like, do it, real jewelry. You won't regret it. And I was like, I bet Raquel regrets that one.
I bet you do. This is like buying yourself Valentine's Day flowers, but worse.
Yeah, just go the day after, get it for $1.
Like this is insane.
And
hilarious. When I say buying yourself Valentine's Day flowers, I do not mean when you're single. I mean like when you're in a relationship and you know your partner will not provide you with anything.
Do you think she went over and like next time she saw Sandoval, she's like, look at my lightning bolt necklace?
I'm telling you, I bet he did not notice for a month.
I screamed when I saw that she bought it for herself. I was like, this changes my whole narrative of Santa.
Yes.
Like, I don't even know.
I have never weirdly I give him a pass on now this necklace thing.
Did he know that he was in an affair with her? Or
it clearly is not that deep-seated.
She obviously loves him.
Yes.
I don't know if he loves her.
I bet not at this point. He like loves the attention. She is a full-on groupie. She's buying merch that goes along with his stuff.
Merch. Oh my God. She's buying merch.
How embarrassing.
That's so
I lost it when I saw this scene.
It was so funny. Okay, then we go to Schwartz and Sandy's. They got this ugly ass booth that was the missing part of their restaurant. So now we're so close to opening doors, but we still can't. I love that this whole season, this restaurant did not change.
Yeah, by the way, my sister and I were talking about this and when it opened, I looked it up. It opened on November 2nd. They had like 3 months before.
What?
Yes, November 2nd, the restaurant finally actually opened. They had like 3-4 months before Scandal broke. I thought they opened in like, it's like mid-September right now. Mid to end September.
They're like, we're so close. Since June, they're like, we're so close.
Insane.
This
entire season, they're like, we're going to open. No.
I guess Tom Schwartz was out somewhere and he got super drunk and someone was like, God, it's on TikTok. I think I saved it. But basically he said something like Santa or Schwartz and Sandy's isn't making any money right now.
Of course not.
We're just breaking even or probably still in debt.
Well, most restaurants don't break even until after like the first or second year. So that's not uncommon. Like remember when Lisa told them they're finally in the black for Tom Tom?
Yeah, but this is gonna be even worse. I
feel absolutely.
How do I find my saved stuff? Oh, here I had it. Okay, so Sydney, Australia, he spilled the beans. He knew Rachel and Sandy hooked up in the jacuzzi night or on jacuzzi night, but Sandy told him it was a one-time thing. Schwartz was shocked by the affair and it messed up his relationship with Sandoval. Schwartz and Sandy's isn't making any money. Rachel is legit in a mental health facility and they're concerned about her harming herself. He still misses Katie and wouldn't stop talking about her, but they aren't together. That's from Sydney, Australia, baby.
Wow.
Right from the horse's mouth. How did he not spill
from the serial killer Wet Dreams mouth?
How did he not spill the beans before this? All you had to do was give him 15 shots and he would have been.
Well, people didn't know the right questions to ask.
That's true. You're right. Okay, so Sandoval says he's jealous of Ariana and Katie's little spot because it's nothing like managing a bar. They don't even have a line cook.
Massive footprint that they have to.
Yeah, sir. You knew what a restaurant versus like a sandwich shop.
It's going to be a lot easier to manage.
Maybe you should start small and like grow like a Lisa Vanderpump.
Yes, like Lisa, remember she opened Tom Tom and then she opened the garden next to it? Like expand. Don't start with a massive place.
So they're gonna have people here again on Saturday to try new cocktails. I swear they're giving away more free samples than they are sales.
Insane.
And Schwartz misses his family, and then Schwartz asks how Sandoval and Ariana are, and this is my fact. When I tell you, drunk me was cracking up. So Sandoval feels like his very presence annoys Ariana, and then they show a bunch of moments where Tom is actually being so annoying, and Ariana just told him to like,
oh my
God, shut it down a little,
right?
And then Schwartz is like, Sandoval and Ariana just seem like roommates. Like this lack of intimacy is not good. And then Sandoval's getting really heated and he's like, Ariana has not brought toilet paper or paper towels home.
Or pens.
In a long time. No, but the house has pens.
Oh, that's
and
it.
Batteries
because of him.
He provides the pens.
Listen.
And batteries.
Vanderpump Rules is giving TikTok some great content creation things because literally people were stalking those things on TikTok being like, thank God my partner's not going to cheat on me now.
I fucking stacked that shit. Yeah, I literally thought like, okay, pens and batteries, the basis of a real relationship. Now I know.
Who uses batteries? Who goes through batteries like that anymore?
Pens and like fucking, you need one pen in your household, and then when that runs out of ink,
and it's from my company, and I probably had it for 3 years.
You probably stole it.
It was also, I mean, it was in my welcome package when I started 3.5 years ago.
Listen, also toilet paper and paper towels. I find it hard that you like wouldn't bring those home if you're out. Like it doesn't matter who buys those because those are necessities.
And also, I bet $1 million you Instacart everything. Sorry, you literally added it into a cart. Yeah, for somebody else to pick up.
You did the shopping, so you get that. Ariana maybe doesn't do the shopping, but thank you for getting all those like AAA batteries that we need for our vibrators or whatever. What a weird fucking thing.
I hate him. I hate him.
I laughed so hard. I was like, the supreme
Who
partner.
knew pulling your weight in a household was so difficult?
So simple.
What? Like, can you imagine all the things she probably does that he doesn't even know about because she doesn't complain about it?
Too bad they're not going to be together for Valentine's Day this year because she could have bought him some paper towels, some Bounty, like good shit, you know?
I can't wait to be in a relationship, make them watch this entire show, and then the next like Christmas, give them paper towels and be like,
I'd be like, you can't break up with me.
I supported the relationship.
I just made this relationship what it is. Perfect. Now we can clean up all
I can cheat on you. You can't cheat on me because I'm the one buying the paper towels.
Or you divide it. You're like, you're in charge of paper towels. I'm in charge of toilet paper. That's it. That's our household. Period. And if we run out of one, that other person gets to cheat.
There it is.
Fuck you. Yeah.
There it is. It's a game.
Okay. So Sandoval just wants Ariana to go out of her way to do something for him, like buy batteries, because who the hell would think my partner needs batteries?
Also, she's literally going through the hardest time, and you are asking her to like pull 150% of this relationship weight. Like, dude, this is the time where you actually step up and do majority of the stuff.
But she can do shit for him, but she doesn't have to go out of her way to do shit for him. Like if she cleans the house, that's for both of them, but he benefits. Like,
yeah, but the thing is he's probably not looking at it like that. He's so used to all the things she provides, and if it doesn't like fawn over him and he's not like lifted up as a human being, he probably doesn't notice it as she's doing something for him.
Yeah, which is my issue with him. Like a relationship is not about stroking egos. It's about like equal communication.
And I bet she emotionally supports him. Like this bar has probably been so stressful.
He is paying out the asshole for a band that sucks and a bar that's not open.
And
she couldn't be more emotionally supportive.
And I bet she does not really complain about that much.
No, that's the most emotionally supportive person I've ever seen on the show. She was just like,
I just want to drop kick him.
So Schwartz is like, you should talk about this now before it grows into something deeper.
That's true. You should talk to her about it.
And Sandoval's like, oh, we're just arguing way more than we did 10 years ago. I'm like, oh, when you guys had just started dating and weren't living together, that part?
You didn't have to pay for a house and you weren't opening bars and life wasn't stressful. Yeah, I bet you did argue less.
Also, he can count on one hand how many times that she said he was right.
Right. I can't. He doesn't want to be heard.
What if you're wrong?
She doesn't like listen to him. He does not want to be heard or like have his feelings like validated. He wants to solely be right and told that he basically is incredible and be put on a pedestal.
That made me laugh so hard because I was like, I can't remember the last time someone told me I was right either because I'm wrong all the time.
I am right all the time. And nobody tells you, oh, you're right all the time. No one ever says that. You just, when you know you're right, you know you're right. You don't need somebody to tell you.
That's serial killer shit. Like she doesn't tell me I'm right.
I'm totally cool with people thinking they're right about things because in my head, I know I'm right. Like, why do I need to prove it to someone else?
Why can't she just say I love you? Why does she have to say I'm right? Or you're
he
right.
Like wants to be so authoritative. Like, I don't even know the word I'm trying to use, but like,
this was wild. His acting skills are, a solid.
He really
6.
is trying so hard to lay the groundwork on why this relationship doesn't work. And like, it makes no sense.
I see you trying to be sad. I don't believe it. So I'll give it a 6, like a background actor. Like that's where we're at right now.
Wow, we're back to the Mactor days.
A Mactor. So we go back to Tom and Ariana's house and he's like, hey, can I make you coffee? And she's like, sure. And so then she's like, oh my God, I'm so excited for sandwiches tomorrow. And he seems really excited to see her logo, which I was like, okay, here he is, like trying to support her.
Yeah, but he is like he's trying to be this attentive person on camera. It's so gross.
Then he's like, can I help in any way? And she's like, no, just come have fun. And he's probably like, I could help though, because I'm smart. I'm like smart guy,
You won't let me be right that I can help.
Yeah. So then Sandoval brings up the beach and Ariana's like, yeah, it was all weird. The conversation with Lala was like weird. But Ariana makes it clear that she's like not mad at Lala bringing up like why Sandoval didn't leave the party. She said Sandoval has to answer for himself, which made me think she is the complete opposite of our buddy Lindsay Hubbard on Summer House. She's like, you can come and yell at my partner. I don't really mind. And like, I'll talk to him about it. But Lindsay would be like, I don't care if Carl missed. No one's gonna question mine. So Ariana says she does think Sandoval should have left. And Tom says he would have wanted to do something about the situation though, and he knows he can't.
What does that have to do with missing your ride?
Like, if he went home,
he would
have been like, I want to make Ariana happy.
Which is a very male thing to do. Like they are problem solvers rather than like emotional supporters.
But who did it? Again, we're going back to Summer House. Carl said, do you need support or do you need advice?
We all need to ask each other that question. But that he's using that as an excuse to not be with her the day
to not be supportive.
You know what? I didn't come home because I actually would have been a worse partner to you if I was with you.
Sometimes it also just helps to know someone's home. Like if I'm upstairs and you're downstairs, just your presence like knows that if I really do need something, I can like go down to find you.
Yes.
Like just be in my vicinity.
Like check in on me. Do I need water? Like
yes.
Have
you gone to the bathroom today?
Like because she wouldn't want him to fix it or because he couldn't fix it, he shouldn't have been there. Yeah, as his excuse is so weird.
It's so ridiculous.
I'm gonna start using that. I'm gonna actually call my sister again because I told her I wasn't coming home for her daughter's birthday. I'm gonna be like, you know what? I'm gonna be in a bad mood, so it's best that like I'm not there for you guys because I'll be in a bad mood.
I'm doing you a favor.
Yeah, exactly. I'm doing you a favor by not showing up to the thing I committed to doing.
Listen, I know James needs therapy, but I think Sandoval needs some major therapy.
Listen, everyone needs therapy for a multitude of reasons, and most of it is for the people who won't go to therapy. Like Ariana's probably in therapy because Sandoval won't go to therapy.
Probably nutty. So Sandoval brings up not feeling connected to Ariana and how that's bothering him. And he's like, my very presence annoys you. And she's like, I have never said those words, which fucking sent me. And then he's like, see, and like that, you snap at me and you belittle me and it hurts my feelings. And she was like, I just said I never said those words to you.
He is such a sensitive being.
Ariana says like, I always want to hang out with you, but you never have time to hang out with me. Like I'm always here. And she says like on a night out, everyone else gets you. Like that's not for me. Like
that's not quality time.
Our quality time.
Yeah.
And Tom says they've just been dealing with shit and they're not connecting and they didn't even take a picture at Sheena's wedding. And Ariana's like, don't feel bad about that because that's like not a thing.
Well, she was like, that's not a signifier for a healthy relationship, which I agree. I mean, it is sad that they don't have a photo from like their best friend's wedding, but it clearly shows that they were so busy and like in the moment.
Yeah, and it's not like the end all be all. And I like what Ariana said, where he seems, right, from Ariana's perspective, he seems to feel bad that they don't have a picture from Sheena's wedding. She says, like, you don't need to feel bad about that. Like, that's not important. And he's like, oh, why are you disagreeing with me? And she's like, I just fucking hell.
I'm trying to support you and tell you it's not everything.
She literally says, I agree, we're disconnected. Like, I just said, don't worry about the picture. So Ariana is like, hey, remember when we used to like cook dinner and watch TV? Like, we don't do that anymore. That's quality time. Yeah. And he starts fucking crying and he's like, then let's do that.
I'm like, that's not hard. You don't need to cry over it. You're hearing her say, here's a way for us to be connected. And he's words without actions. He will say, yeah, let's do that. But I bet he'll never do it.
When he put his hands or his face in his hands and was like, oh, that's what I want to do.
Because he can't actually produce tears. He's not actually sad about it.
And then he's like, also, we need to have sex more than 4 times a year. And she's like, okay, so spend time with me. So I'm not having sex with a stranger. Wow.
He acted like she said, no, we can't have sex. She just told you what she needs before that.
She said, to get me off,
yes,
you need to hang out with me.
You need to be emotionally invested.
And I think we all get to a point where it's like, we're not just going to have sex with random people. Like, we want an emotional connection. At least for women, it's very important to have like an emotional connection a lot of the time.
Especially if you're in a relationship with them.
Jesus hell. Yeah, get to know me a little. So Ariana defines her quality time as one-on-one, no distractions, no other people, focused on each other, for emotional and physical intimacy. And I agree. My love language is quality time.
Mine too.
I never go out with a group of people and be like, I spent quality time with them. Never.
Me neither. It's good to like do fun things with like your friends and have memories out of the like way. But it's like sitting down for dinner, going out to dinner with one person and actually
one-on-one, even going out isn't like, it's just a one-on-one thing. Yes. And so, great. She also says you can't teleport your dick from the Abbey.
No. He also disagrees with her what quality time is by telling her different activities. And I just want to literally punch him in the face.
So Tom asks like what hanging out is for her. And she says like going on a walk around the neighborhood, watching Love
Island,
not going out together and getting drunk, like just being together.
Yes.
And Tom's like, but that's your definition of quality time. And Ariana's like, no, that's the definition of quality time is it's hanging out together.
Yes, it wasn't about the activity.
Like sober.
Yes.
Like being able to connect.
One-on-one focused time.
The producer in his interview is like, Tom, what's your definition? And he goes, taking mushrooms together and watching the sunrise or going skinny dipping in the pool or going hang gliding.
No.
What?
I'm sorry.
Hang gliding?
Hang gliding ain't
How are we chatting?
Time.
How are we chatting during hang gliding?
Like you can go do that activity and then go to lunch and spend some quality time together.
Talk about how cool hang gliding was. But we need to we can't just do it and then be like move on the mountain.
Bye,
hell yeah.
See you later.
Yeah. Also, so taking mushrooms and watching the sunrise sounds fun, but also as someone who has taken a lot of mushrooms in her life, the quality time isn't there because you're in your own mind so much that like you're not really connecting with the other person as much as you think you are, because once the mushrooms wear off, it's like a different thing.
Yeah.
And then skinny dipping in the pool, that just sounds like sex.
Fine. Like that can be one later on, I'm sure, but you got to do something else before you get to that one.
Why does all of his stuff have substances or sex or like death-defying activities? Why can't we just go for a walk around the we have dogs?
I don't think he gets that quality time isn't about like your interests in particular.
No,
it's about doing something together.
We could like, I hate car shows, but if I had a boyfriend once who really loved cars and he asked me to go to a car show with him and to spend time with him, I went to this car show and we walked around and did car shit. I don't like that, but it was.
But you probably had a good time with him, especially because he was in his element.
Yes, we hung out because quality time.
Yes.
That's why he watched Cupcake Wars with me. It was very normal.
Cupcake Wars, way to throw it back.
That was what we watched. It's a long time ago. Okay, but Tom's basically like, why do you go out and wild out with Logan and not me? And Ariana's like, because you don't like what we like. And this is
Yeah.
where the activity thing comes into play. And
Mm-hmm.
he's like, yeah, I do. I fucking love Beyonce and you karaoke all the time. And she's like, you don't like Love Island. And he's like, yeah, I'm not gonna watch 50 episodes of Love Island. And
And that's
Ariana's like,
fine.
that's what we talk about though.
Yeah.
Like,
That's
sure,
our quality time bonding thing.
yeah, that's my thing with Logan. Like, we fucking, you don't watch it. Someone on Twitter was like, new ick unleashed, someone who doesn't want to watch Love Island with me.
Honestly,
like, amazing.
I need to know that you actually just want to lay on a couch for 10 hours and watch TV with me. That tells me we are a match made in heaven. If you let me
pick, love.
If I tell you about this incredible show and you're like, yeah, that sounds great.
Even if you're like, it sounds like I'll hate it, but I'm gonna watch it. But
like, I will do it.
Thank you so much.
Because I know they're gonna fall in love with it.
This is what I want. Yeah. I wouldn't steer you in the wrong direction. Okay.
Never,
I only watch good TV.
Last night at dinner, my friends were ranking the Love Island UK seasons from best to worst.
I will never watch US seasons.
Never.
Them. Okay. Yeah. So Tom then, after they argue about Love Island, he goes, I love you. I want us to be better. And Ariana's like, okay, yeah, agreed, same. And then she looks at him and goes, you know, you have as many guards up as I do. They're just different. And then I thought, was this one of the times he tried to break up with her? Because
in his head, probably.
He's like, we're so different. And she's like, okay, so let's work on it. And he's like,
she's like providing solutions. And he's like, you're supposed
to dump me. You're supposed to break up with me.
Yeah, he's providing all the problems and he wants her to realize that she shouldn't be with him.
And then at the end, he's like, I love you. And he was waiting for her to be like, we should break up.
Gross. I hate it.
But she's not gonna do that. She's fucking got it made. She doesn't have to hang out with you and listen to you sing Beyonce. Why would she take him karaokeing? It would become about him.
That's true.
Why would she karaoke with his ass? I wouldn't.
Point.
Okay, so then we go to Allie and James's apartment. They're getting ready for Imagine Festival. James is so nervous, and Allie's like, because James was practicing, and Allie's like, don't let me listen. I want to be surprised.
Oh.
And then James goes, listen, the producers do him so dirty. He's like, I'm so happy to see my name on the flyer next to Cascade's name. And then you see the flyer of Cascade, and then you go all the way to the bottom, and it says James Kennedy. And it was so funny, but like, good for James.
Listen, this is huge still. Like, playing a festival, like, so that funny. Is really cool.
So Allie's going to go to the festival with James. They're going to have a car to take them to something about her, and then the airport. And James really wants Allie to chat with Lisa because Lisa doesn't really know her yet. And then James, the whole therapy thing comes up. Allie really is pushing therapy on James because she doesn't like his anger issues. And Allie knows his emotions can be intense. And James is like, it only takes so much though. Like, and then he goes into how his life is together. Why should he go to therapy? Like, everyone with all these problems are telling him to go to therapy, but they should just look at their own life.
You know what this made me think about? Is when he went to therapy with Kristen.
I can't. I hate it. It's so funny. Yeah, I mean,
oh god,
I wouldn't say, I mean, everyone needs therapy, but I think he needs more of like anger management, like breathing.
I think he needs therapy to like figure out
why he's so angry,
how to manage his anger, like what his triggers are and how to better respond, or like get away from the scenario or set boundaries. So like the people who anger him frequently, like Raquel, maybe he doesn't get into those situations.
Agreed. But yeah, he's annoyed that he's being pushed to do therapy. James does not like to be told to do shit.
No. But he's way more receptive with Allie than he ever was with Kristen.
Kristen
dragged him by the collar.
Kristen couldn't make him do anything. He hated her. Okay, so then we go to Lala's apartment. She shows Christina Kelly her hamburger bag.
Love that.
Okay, then we go to Schwartz's apartment, and Schwartz is doing some push-ups. He's excited for Katie and Ariana. Sandoval's here. Yeah, Schwartz is gonna go in all positive. Him and Katie haven't really talked about, you know, him coming after all the drama with the Raquel shit. But if Katie feels uncomfortable, Schwartz agrees he's gonna leave. Katie did text Schwartz the other day, though, because some gossip some gossip blogger said Schwartz and Raquel were making out all night, which is false because Raquel is his dude bro girlfriend.
Okay, when this was actually airing and I watched this scene, I could not figure out if it was Schwartz and Raquel or Sandoval and Raquel. So this helps clear it up for me.
Like, who was making out with Raquel?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you just assume like it's not Sandoval, like the Coachella thing. Like it could be Sandoval.
I guess, but it makes me wonder if it actually was Sandoval, you know?
Or if it was that dude Joey that Sheena has.
Fucking Joey.
Okay, but Katie texted him, "Your dude bro, Tom. LOL. Okay, I'm sick to my stomach." And Tom said, "Katie, we didn't make out. Pull the security footage."
Which is a funny response. That's a pretty good response.
Me and Rack are not a thing. We only made out once in Mexico. Katie says, "I believe you, but this has been thrown in my face for weeks." And yeah, like when you have an ex, you don't want to know about them doing shit. So even if it's false shit, like stop.
Yes.
It's there. I hate it.
You've opened Pandora's box.
Yeah.
And
now I'm thinking
like,
about everyone he's hooking up with.
And think about, because when the kiss in Mexico happened, press was all over that. Everyone around the world like freaking knew that in 5 seconds that Raquel and Schwartz made out. So now there's just going to be like more ripples because people are interested in it, even if it's false. And I bet Katie gets tagged in so many posts about Raquel and Schwartz making out. Not fun.
So Schwartz says he would have never kissed Raquel had he known how much it was going to hurt Katie, even though she told him how much it would hurt him.
That's funny because she did tell you.
So Schwartz saw Katie's mom, and Terry's also upset with Schwartz because he's causing her so much pain. And listen, like, I think Schwartz is a dumbass and like an absolute buffoon because he knew how much this would hurt Katie. But I think he very much has more empathy than like a Sandoval type.
Yeah,
he does feel bad that he has hurt Katie. Like he will only think of consequences after the fact.
I think he doesn't listen or take stock in like what Katie was saying beforehand until it actually happens and the fallout happens. Everything has always worked out for him. And so I think he just believes that like, it'll be fine. Like I can just say, I'm sorry. And we can move past it. Like we've done in the past.
He's like a kid that like the stove is on. You're like, don't touch it. It's hot. And they're like, I must figure this out for myself.
Yeah.
And then you have a burn and it's like, that's your consequence.
But then he wakes up the next day and does it again.
Touches it again. And you're like, I can't.
And after 12 years, Katie was like, I can't do this anymore.
God. So then we go to something. I would have been done once he dumped a drink on my head in season 2. I would have been
the ring on the string, I think would have been my
out the door. Yeah, she told him, don't get me a ring on a string. And he got her.
She just kept going deeper and deeper. It's hard to crawl out.
So funny. Okay, so I feel bad that her pain is like so ridiculous to watch because it's hilarious.
It makes sense, but it kind of puts stock in my own life of like what I don't want to be a part of.
Agreed. And
I'm sorry, Katie, that you had to be the reason so many people are learning valuable lessons.
But I hate
But at least there's some good coming out of it.
You've truly helped womankind.
Across the US, yeah.
So then we go to something about her. We're getting sandwiches and drinks ready. Penny wants a sandwich named after her because Lisa Vanderpump's going to have one. So
you know what, Penny? You deserve one.
So James and Allie are here. I thought it was really nice of them to come by like early to celebrate. Me
too.
Like James and Katie. I know it's James and Ariana, but James and Katie.
I know, but I did not realize. I just guess I wasn't paying attention earlier, or like when I actually watched it myself, of James saying they were getting a car to something about her then going to Imagine or like going to the airport. This like. You could easily have an excuse to get out of this.
Yeah, because he was like, we can only stay for 20 minutes. But like,
yes,
we want to spend 20 minutes here. I want James and Katie to be best friends. I want them to have gossip. I want them to have quality gossip session time.
They kind of are in the foursome of like Lala, James, Katie, and Allie. And I'm totally about it.
Add Ariana to that group and I'm set
for life. Power play.
That's my main group. And the next season, when they're doing like the intro, have the Toms to the side and then have this solid 5 of just like
sitting at that cave table,
drinking outside something about her that's open.
I'm sorry, but I can't have Sheena be a part of it.
Sheena and Brock should be their own.
Yes.
Yeah.
I can't have Sheena sitting at that
table.
Agreed.
I still want her, but
no, I love her. Yeah. She's just not a part of the wolf pack.
I agree. This is the wolf pack. So James loves the Greek salad sandwich. But he does ask if Schwartz is coming. Katie has no idea. And then Ariana spills a drink, but doesn't break the glass because good times.
I didn't realize why she was so concerned until later. They're actually Schwartz and Sandy's glasses.
So Lisa's here. Lisa's so excited. She says, if you want something said, ask a man. If you want something done, ask a woman.
I mean, amen.
Men are weak. So then James and Lisa talk about the music festival. Lisa goes, how many people? And James pauses and goes, it doesn't matter the amount of people. It's the amount of connections I'm gonna make.
I mean,
imagine it's big though. You're gonna have a good amount of people. If anything, as someone who also frequents music festivals, someone's just gonna hear your shit and be like, oh, that sounds cool, and go sit there for like the hour you play.
Yeah.
People are gonna see you. Lisa's like, oh, is Allie going to keep an eye on you? And Allie's like, no, I'm going to support, which I appreciate.
I loved her not really taking the bait of like, these were kind of shady comments from Lisa with some like deservedness because she's known James for a long time. But I love how Allie doesn't really like fall into the drama of the show. Like she's just like, no, nah, I'm excited to be there with him.
I'm his girlfriend. I don't babysit. Let's be clear.
I have a backbone. I don't need to do
That's
that.
what she says. She's not a pushover. And Lisa tells her to stand her ground. Lisa also said James can be disrespectful, not to Lisa, but to other people.
I like how she's like, he can be disrespectful, but I have never let him treat me that way. And I'm Absolutely. Like, I like that advice.
Yeah. So Allie tells tells Lisa about James getting a therapist for anger issues. Lisa does say James is getting better, but he's not there yet, but she is invested in James. So this is a good step. Yeah. And then Lisa says soon James will make enough money to send her flowers for her birthday. And then James is like, whoops, happy birthday.
Oh, that's so awkward when you don't realize it's somebody's birthday.
I love James so much. He's clearly in his 20s.
Nobody remembers it like on camera. Nobody really makes it a thing of Lisa's birthday though. So it's like so weird.
Funny. Except Guillermo, the only true man in this scenario. Is so funny. So James and Allie both take a sandwich for the road. Then Lisa tries the sandwich. Presentation is sexy and she loves it and she praises Penny. And then Terry's here and Katie says Terry better be ready to work because that's what she's going to be doing.
Hell yeah.
So then Lala, Christina Kelly, and Logan are here. Love Island Logan is what I
Oh my God. Not Tom Logan.
No, this is different. Christina Kelly asked Ariana if Raquel's coming and Ariana says she was invited, but Raquel thought it would make Katie uncomfortable. So like we understand. Mm-hmm. So like Ariana says she's in the middle and she won't pick a side. And if this works, then this works. Mm-hmm. So Lisa leaves to go set up at Sir. Sheena FaceTimes Ariana. She is sick. She tested positive for COVID. But she says hi to everyone. And I thought it was nice that even though her and Katie beef, she said hi to Terry. And then she's like, congrats on the sandwich shop, Katie. And
that was huge. I mean, because I think one thing about these women is they won't fight over like this type of stuff. Like they may not be good, but like they really do respect the hell out of each other, especially their businesses.
Yeah. And I think this was just, it wasn't like, hi, Katie, how are you? How's your, like, Raquel kind of like, hi.
That is so true. Like the Raquel doesn't know how to go about it when you kind of have beef with people. You don't sit and have a conversation. You just say the greeting and that's it. You give the congrats. And that's
like
it.
If Sheena was here, she would have went up to Terry, said hi Terry. She would have hugged Katie and been like, "Congrats on your sandwich shop." Yeah, and like kept it moving.
Yes.
Okay, but said something other than
and wait.
Hi Katie,
and then stand.
Hi Katie, it's me. Okay, so then the Toms are rolling up. The Toms walk in. They give the girls their flowers. They praise the spot. This was so
awkward. I'm gonna have to just say that.
I know. Terry takes a mom picture and then Sandoval in the background, this is thanks to TikTok, is taking out his phone secretly and checking it. And I was like, ooh.
Everybody thinks he was texting Raquel.
Who's he texting? You know that joke where it's like the girls are like, why are you on your phone? I'm right here. Who are you texting? Like that joke. It's like, why are you breathing? I'm right. Like, I don't need air. You do
not need to be on the phone right now.
Stuff like that. That's what I thought. I'm like, who are you texting? All your friends are right here.
True.
Okay, so Katie and Ariana give a little speech about how this is only the foreplay. This is just the floor play. And so they go to Sir, where there's gonna be more sandwiches. But you have to chug and leave your glasses here because they're from Schwartz and Sandy's. And then Terry's like, let's smash them.
Love.
I was like, yeah, Terry.
Yes.
So we go to Sir. Raquel's already here. Schwartz does say a late happy birthday to Lisa. We eat more sandwiches. Ariana tells Tom she's gonna wild out with him tonight, but sitting down because she's in uncomfortable heels. And they've been together for almost 10 years, and Sandoval says he does love her, but they're different and they've grown apart. Tom says the issues are both their fault, and hopefully they can get back to where they were, because this is the best relationship he's ever been in.
This is gross.
This made me mad, because if not for Sandoval, I would have said, oh, this is so cute.
And then like a week after the like reunions, they would have broken up.
I would have literally sat here and been like, it's cute how she's trying to wild out with him, but he's like, because it was
like they're going through a rough patch, but like they're gonna like make it through. They're gonna like put in the effort.
It was cute how Ariana's like, I'm gonna wild out, but I have to sit down, and he's like, that's fine, like that's cute, and they kiss, and I was like, what the fuck did you do, sir? I was so mad.
All the while he is actively trying to get her to break up with him.
Raquel. Yeah, he's fucking Raquel.
At least she bought her own necklace. That makes me feel so good.
It's so funny that this man probably was she wearing it? I didn't even notice.
I didn't even look, because I find it so dumb now.
How funny if you think she's like, hey, did you notice anything about me? And Sandoval's like, no. Like, no.
I'm telling you, there's no way he noticed that she bought it.
So Terry and Schwartz talk. Terry thanks him for a special Mother's Day they had together, and Schwartz is sad that he's not going to be part of the family anymore. But Terry says Schwartz will always be a part of the family, but he blew it.
No, was going to be always a part of the family until he blew it, which I love that.
Said going? Oh,
yeah. She was like, you would have always been a part of this family, but you blew it.
Yeah. Oh, rough. So
which Terry think is really sweet. Like, I think that was the goal, and that's why the friendship between Katie and Tom was not a terrible decision, I'll say. Like, they had spent so much time with each other's families, so you're trying to like still stay connected to this world, and Tom's family together.
Doesn't fly.
Yeah, so like I think that's so big of Katie to want to be friends with him, so he can still, have her family as his a little bit.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. So Terry says they knew they were going to date other people, but they had an agreement to not do it in the friend group. And Schwartz says, he got his heart broken. He was a mess. And then 6 months got by. He got drunk. He made out with Raquel, and he didn't think of the agreement, but he acknowledges it was insensitive.
Which that is such bullshit. He did think of the agreement. That is
such bullshit, because literally right after he goes, ooh, Katie's going to be mad or whatever.
Yes. Like, and then then when they went and sat by the pool, they were like, oh, well, it's Katie's fault. Like, if she hadn't made this a thing, we wouldn't have cared about this.
That's so stupid. Okay, so Terry gets really emotional, and she says it was like a slap in the face and hurtful, and it would be to any woman, and says that Katie cried to her today about how important it is for her to have a friendship with Tom. And Tom says he still loves Katie so much. And Terry says what he did really hurt Katie, and Tom says it wasn't worth it. And then he says he still loves Katie and Terry. And honestly, this conversation broke my heart, and I obviously know Tom is wrong, right? I know he deserves all of this, but I see the hurt Terry also has. Yeah. And then you see the hurt Tom has. Like, this divorce has not just, I always forget this divorce didn't just hit like this friend group hard. It hit like outside collateral families. Like, it's hard.
What bothers me is like, I feel for Tom in this moment, but then he has gone about since the taping of this, and like at the premiere, and on his first Watch What Happens live appearance, and said he doesn't regret it, and
he does no self reflection of,
like, I feel like when somebody's confronting him with real emotions, he'll say like, I am really sorry about it, but then when they're not, he'll make a joke out of it.
Yeah, I think that sucks a lot, and it sucks that like, I know this whole season I was like, it seems like Tom wants the friendship more than Katie, but to hear Katie is like sobbing, like, I really wanted this friendship, like, that makes me so sad. Like, this divorce hurt everyone, and then this man continues to cause hurt.
And like, I think what actually is more painful about their friendship is they were able to go like, what did they like break up in like February of 2021? And then this was filmed in the summer, and
Killed
like
cheating,
by
basically.
August, it's like their friendship is like really fracturing, and so they had like 6 months where they probably like kind of made it work.
Yeah.
So like having the taste of it working and then it falling apart, I feel like is much harder than just being divorced and not being friends.
So then Ariana and Raquel go to the garden bar where Ariana famously has worked and told Kristen that she doesn't feel comfortable serving her alcohol.
Wow, a throwback to old VPR.
It's so funny. I think they're adding in like a Kristen moment. So then
that makes sense. That makes sense.
It's not like, who the hell's this bitch?
This was an hour and 15 long, so
add it in.
There was time to wiggle.
So Ariana says, or tells Raquel, you were invited to the sandwich shop. Oh my God, I don't even want to read this whole conversation. It's giving me chills. Okay, so she was invited to the sandwich shop, but with Katie's feelings, it would have been a situation. But so Ariana understands why Raquel shouldn't come, but does stand up for Raquel, saying what a great person Raquel is. Ariana does try to remind Katie it's Schwartz she had the agreement with, but then Katie brings up that the three of them were out to dinner and Raquel saw how upset Katie was. And Raquel says kind of like, well, I'm over what other people think of me because I'm not friends with Katie or Lalo, so what do I care? I was like, how horrible are you?
I cannot imagine like your friend, me like spending time with like a girlfriend of yours, like a few times over like 2 years, and then us going to like lunch or dinner even, and your friend telling me like it would really hurt me if you hooked up with my ex-boyfriend, sobbed to me, and I did it anyways.
That's horrible.
Can you imagine?
No, I would have to. I also listen, I respect Ariana for somehow being in the middle because I don't know how she does it. I would stop being friends with you. I'd be like, I would fuck too, you bitch.
Because like fuck that. That shows you literally have no care in the world. What a horrible
human she is.
Yeah.
Okay, so Raquel asks
that got you worked up, and I would lose I told you, on you if you did that to me.
I was ready to throw hands twice. Like I watched this episode twice and I was about to fight. I'm gonna throw hands again. Okay, so Raquel asks Ariana how Sandoval and her are. Ariana said they had an argument because he feels like he isn't being heard, which is why he's always the loudest person in the room. And Raquel's like, hey, remember when I told you that James and I didn't have sex?
Oh God.
And like you said that too. And Ariana's like, yeah, because we have to spend time together to have sex. And Raquel's like, but you should like want to have sex in a relationship. And Ariana's like, sure, but you also should be emotionally intimate. And Raquel's like, so you guys were like emotionally intimate at a point, obviously, right? And I was like, 10 years and you don't think these two were emotionally intimate?
Right. I think Raquel is trying to figure out if her and Ariana, or if Sandoval and Ariana are having sex.
Make it. Yeah.
No, like how much they're like what the actual status of the relationship is, because I bet Tom is like, oh, nothing's happening.
We're never having sex.
Yeah, but it's like, how much do you really believe that? So then you go to the other source. I think she's trying to dig out information to see like how connected they really are.
I'm gonna fight her. Gross. Ew.
Yes. I mean, to be honest, if I was having an affair with my friend's boyfriend, I would do this. Because I'd be jealous of the girlfriend, which I would never be in this situation, but I would do that. I would probably go to the girlfriend and try and get details.
Yeah, I'd want to know if he's actually saying they don't have sex and they're not having sex.
Because she's going to obviously give you the truth. He's going to tell you a version.
Because she's your best friend. Yep.
Yep.
So Ariana's like, yeah, we used to hang out and connect all the time. And Raquel's like, I feel like it's really important to be sexually attractive to him. Are you sexually attractive to him? Ariana's like, yeah, I think he's super hot. And she's like, but does he think I'm hot? And she says like, because, and we know Ariana has body issues. She's talked about in before, but she mentions like cellulite and like fat.
Yeah, normal.
I don't know what she says. Arms. I didn't even listen because none of it is true. She's fucking gorgeous. But then Raquel is like, stop that, Ariana. I'm sorry, it's not funny, but the way she said it, stop that, Ariana. You don't have those flaws, and I know because I do that to me too, but we're a lot prettier than we
are way prettier than like we give ourselves credit for. No.
Oh my God.
Siri, it's a no.
Did you hear her? She said, that's not nice.
It's
like I was screaming. Who Who says that? I think we're prettier than we think. I would literally be like, I think I'm hotter than I actually am. Whoops. What?
There are some days I'm like, yeah, you look great. And there are a lot of days like today where I'm like, oh, just rolled out of bed. And I level set it. I'm like,
yeah, level set it. Realistic. But like, yeah, we all are a little harsher, right? Like, yes. I'll look at myself a little harder and be like, oh, look at all these flaws that you would never notice on me.
Yes.
But like, I understand the insecurity of like, well, if you're having sex with someone all the time for 10 years, you're naked and like they see these flaws.
Yeah.
So you get insecure. But Raquel, A, let's not make this about you. B, the hell, you're prettier than you think you are.
But then what's worse is she takes it one step forward and tells Ariana that like, oh yeah, your body image issues are probably a factor in you guys not having sex.
Scream.
No.
Scream.
Why are you putting that blame in her head?
You have to feel good to have good sex. Like, scream.
That's not what she wants to hear.
Dead inside. And then Raquel goes, so you like want to keep dating Tom, right? Like you want to stay in this relationship.
I think at this moment Raquel realized it is a very fractured relationship and now she can try and push Ariana to break up with Tom. She goes,
yes. She's like, not everyone's like that. Like I should have broken up with James 2 years before I did it. So like, do you also feel that way?
Don't wait. Just break up.
It's literally like, no, me and Sandoval are going to be fine. Like we're going to work through it and we're going to date and be in love. And Raquel's like, okay, let's like take a shot. And I'm like, girl, I would have been so suspicious here. This would have been the conversation to make me be like, why are you asking weird ass questions? Like if we had no idea, right? Scandal happens, but we have no idea still. Yeah. This would have been where I'm like, what the hell?
This is not what a friend actually talks to the friend about if she thinks her and her boyfriend are
Meredith, if I ever go, do you like want to stay in
this? I really should have broken up with my boyfriend 2 years prior. I feel like you shouldn't waste any time here.
I would be like, Meredith, are you happy? Are you happy? And you're not.
And I probably would be like, if I was in Ariana's situation, like, no, I really want us to be more connected, but I'm still so in love with him. And I think he's still so attractive. And you'd be like, well, let's figure out how to get you guys more connected.
Yeah.
Like that's what you would do. Not be like, well,
you should break up with him.
Don't wait too long.
Because you're prettier than you think you are. So you can get a different dude.
So don't let those body images divide you further.
Yeah. Because you can't have good sex when you think you're fugly, right? What? It was wild. Also, plenty of people think they don't look good and they have sex to fix that. It's called we need to go to therapy. That's what it's called. We need to go to therapy. It does happen. Okay. Let us live.
Oh my God, this is not a good friend. This is what pisses me off about Ariana and Sheena being like, she's such a good person. I'm like, she's not. She's not.
They just can't see it at this
point.
No,
but even if like, I would have left this conversation with my quote unquote friend feeling shitty about myself.
I would have straight up been like, what the hell just happened? I would have called Sheena and been like, listen, I got weird vibes.
I do think very highly about myself and like couldn't care less if other people think highly of me because like I'm
already at the top.
Like my self-talk is, I mean, I have terrible self-talk at the same time, but like I couldn't care less.
What did we always say? We love ourselves, we don't like ourselves.
That is it.
I love me.
If I walked away from this, I would have been like, what the fuck? Why is somebody else trying to make me feel like shit? No. Only I get to do that.
Sex.
Only I get to make myself feel like shit. You don't get to do that.
It's like when someone picks on your sibling, you're like, only I could pick on them. Yeah. So Katie's brother's here. He tries a sandwich. And then Raquel and Peter do a shot together, which is so weird. Funny. And then Lala talks to Lisa and Ken and asks them if they think someone at Lala's age can be with someone for like another 40 years, which they're both like, yeah, of course. And then Lala says she just wants a baby, but she's scared because what she's going through right now, Randall's trying to take the kid away from her, where she doesn't want that to ever happen again. Mm-hmm. She wants like an absolute. So the next step would be getting a sperm donor, and her co-parent will be her mom, which this is my dream.
Yeah,
not being pregnant, but like a baby with
worried
my mom.
That she just wants to like fix a hole that Randall has caused with another baby, and I don't think that's right.
Maybe. I understand
now, like the fear of getting in another relationship and having another kid that way.
I think she loves being a mom.
Yeah.
And so I think she really does want, like, I think her and Randall didn't break up, she would want another kid, right?
Yes. Yeah.
So I think she still wants that kid, but she's just like, I'm not gonna take, she's not gonna take time this time to like fall in love and then like hang out and then have
having this happen again.
Yeah. So she's like, I just want the kid.
I mean, why did men suck so much?
Men are weak.
We really all should just do sperm donors. Like, we can keep this population a rolling without them.
We don't need men. And then we'll raise the next great generation of men and they won't be weak.
Yes. We can restart. We should corral all the men up onto one continent.
For one man, they need, or one boy that we have, they need to have 3 girlfriends in the sense that those are the girls they hang out with. So they understand girls their age.
They treat them right.
Yeah. Grow up with them.
Yes.
And then they only have sisters. So 1 boy per family.
1 boy per family.
Oh my God. This is like turning into China, but the opposite where they don't take girls.
No, I mean.
So, okay. Where were we? Oh, because Lala says, Lala says she wants one. She doesn't know if she'll be in a secure relationship. And she doesn't want to put her life on hold to wait for a man to come in her life to then impregnate her.
Yeah.
So Lala recognizes herself again for the first time in a long time, which I hope she does have another kid. Ocean's cute. Ocean's a lot though. If you watch Sheena's vlog, whatever it's called, holy shit, Ocean's bouncing. Summer's the chillest fucking kid that you could sit this kid in a sandbox for 18 hours and she wouldn't move. Ocean's gonna jump off the sandbox, throw sand at Summer's like she's
my God,
Lala in a child form, like
that's
thick old
so
Lala.
funny.
Yeah. So Lucinda the designer is here from Schwartz and Sandy's and she smells Schwartz because he smells really bad, so he puts lemon on his pits.
This was so gross because he literally puts the lemon back on the table.
Just throw it on the ground or something.
I thought the same thing. Throw it in the bushes. Like,
you work with Lisa, you could find a person you know,
trash can.
Be like, can you put this in the trash for me?
No, do it yourself. Nobody wants your armpit lemon.
He literally goes, Sandoval, don't take this lemon. Okay.
Oh,
get it off a plate. So Raquel goes to sit down in this like group and sits right next to Katie, who's in this group of people.
No, I already hated it.
She sits down and she congrats Katie on the sandwich shop and then brings up the makeup. She should have kept it going. Hey, Katie, congrats on the sandwich shop. Keep it.
That's it. Get up and walk away.
Keep moving. Okay, so Raquel then brings up this makeout with Schwartz and Katie rage texting him, which Raquel doesn't know what a rage text is because it certainly was not.
That was not a rage text.
A rage text was when Schwartz didn't switch places with her on the flight. Remember?
Oh my God.
The whole flight down.
A rage text is you do not see the tight bubble ever stop.
It was for the whole flight.
Yes.
Awesome.
Yes.
Okay, sorry. I thought about that and never stopped. So Katie's like, I wasn't rage texting. She said she asked Schwartz what happened and he gaslights her into thinking she's overreacting, but really shit happens behind her back. So
yes.
And then Raquel's like, you're divorced. Us kissing is none of your business. And Katie's like, so what's the point of you talking to me right now? Like, what are we doing here? And Raquel says that they've never been friends. And Katie knows that rage texting hurts Schwartz and he has no balls. So she's going to stand up for him because that's what she would want. And I was like, ma'am, if you just said this dude has no balls.
Also, you're the one who's going to stand up for him. You're not very good at it. So, like, I think he needs a different ambassador.
You don't really have some ovaries on you, huh? Like, you should stop.
Yeah.
So, Katie's like, I was with Schwartz for 12 years. So, right there, that's a winning argument.
That proves why I can talk to him.
And Raquel tells her thoughts on Katie texting Schwartz. And Katie's like, nope, my husband. And then Katie at the end is like, what does it matter to you? And Raquel's like, I also don't appreciate you taking the dogs from or threatening to take the dogs
away from him.
Schwartz.
Okay, people online are like, Raquel, you did this to James. You won't let him see graham crackers. So
also, why do you have to appreciate anything? Get out. You don't even know the dogs.
Well, she probably does.
You don't fucking know Gordo. How dare you?
But why is their dog like custody battle? If you think the kiss is not Katie, has nothing to do with Katie, then why do the dogs have anything to do with you?
Yeah, Katie straight up like don't appreciate it then.
Yeah.
Okay. And Katie said in her interview is like, why is Raquel telling me what to do with my life? I'd rather have a stranger tell me what to do than fucking Raquel.
God, I hate her so much.
So Katie just loses it. This is where Katie, and I understand when you're mad, you're not gonna make good arguments, right? You're gonna lose your fucking mind. Not that Raquel makes any good arguments, so like you're gonna win no matter what.
Yes.
So, like, the only person that really has kept their head in an argument is Lala.
Yeah.
Which is magical. But this is where Katie loses it. And she's like, this is my husband. She lost it.
She sees red for sure.
Katie's like, do you want to be with him? You've been friends with him for 5 whole minutes. And Raquel's like, I'm getting to know him and he's kind. And Katie's like, go away. You have no empathy, no respect. How the fuck were you raised? And Raquel's like, maybe I just have more empathy for Schwartz than you. And Katie's like, great, take that, stick it up your ass. Fuck you. Then Raquel is like, also, I went glamping with my best friends, and Tom's a new addition to my best friends. And like Katie turns to Lala, and Lala's like, I've told you, like, you would have a more productive conversation with a pig. Be done with this.
Yes.
Like, Lala's trying to be like, this is not worth your
It's
anger.
not serving you. Like,
No.
It's actually taking away from you to sit and have a conversation with this airhead. It's
just making you so mad. And I wish Katie had the head, and I know she doesn't because she's so mad and this is so sensitive. I wish Katie had a Lala head, because I feel like Katie would have been like, why don't you appreciate that, Raquel? What's your point? Oh, it is? And be like, you should go away, instead of just like continuing to engage.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Lala's like, be done.
Walk away. Yeah.
And then Terry kind of speaks up, and you hear Raquel go, what, Terry? Which I would have killed her. How dare you?
Even my worst enemy's mom, I could never disrespect in front of her face. I might talk shit about
behind her back for sure, but
like, I'm classy.
No, absolutely not. Terry does say, like, did the conversation at dinner mean anything? And then Raquel rolls her eyes. She's like, oh God. And Katie's like, no, that's my mom. No. And Katie's brother did tweet. I saw it this morning. I don't think was there at this time, because he was like, how dare you disrespect like my mom and my sister, and went for Sandoval and was like, you're fucking classless.
When we get to the Sandoval part, I'll chime in about what I've heard about that.
Okay, so yeah, so now Katie and Lala are both like, where were you raised? And then Katie goes, you're a little cunt, which that me, because listen, as much as I would want to stick up for my mom, she would be really disappointed if I used the word cunt in front of her.
I was kind of shocked that wasn't bleeped out.
It was.
Oh, was it? Cut. Oh, maybe I just filled it in my head.
It was like a little fucking, so it was a beep and then a C beep, and there was a lot of beeps. But listen, my mom right there would be like, Alicia Sinace.
Really quick, I heard on Peacock they're going to have the uncensored version. Well, unedited, but uncensored. Nothing will be bleeped out.
Oh, amazing. That's what I prefer.
So maybe that's why I have that.
So yeah, my mom would yell at me, Alicia Catherine Sinace, how dare you use
Which
that
word? Would undermine my argument if
like,
my mom started yelling at me. This ain't the time.
Mom, get out of here. So yeah, so Ariana just walked in. She shows up. She's like, what the fuck is happening? She's just eating her green goddess sandwich. Katie says she's done with Raquel, and Schwartz is not getting involved. He hears screaming, and he's like,
hiding in the bushes.
Wild. Yeah.
Embarrassing.
He's like,
excuse of a man.
That sounds crazy.
Or I'm sorry, a boy.
Peter's like, what are you doing over here? And he's like, hiding.
I just don't want to be involved.
So Terry's sitting here like, she's still talking to Raquel like, I'm trying to be respectful, but you hurt me. And then Sandoval speaks up and is like, Schwartz and Katie weren't together. And Katie's like, oh, I haven't signed any divorce papers. So, and then Ariana is really just like, let Terry talk, like let Terry finish. And she's like yelling to let Terry have her moment. And Terry says there's still love there between Katie and Tom. And it's hurtful to do this in the friend group. And then Sandoval in his interview says, it's tacky to have your mom fight your battles for you because no one's going to clap back. But did we hear the same thing? That he clapped back at Terry?
He did. He said,
shut the fuck up. He told her to shut the fuck up.
This is wild. So bad. And they, Katie's brother said that like Sandoval screamed at Terry and they cut it out of the episode.
How horrible. of this man to A, of Bravo to cut that out, and B, maybe it was too painful to watch, but like keep that in there and let us fucking judge this man. And also, you have known Terry for 12 years. Whether you like Katie or not, you need to be respectful. Like,
can you imagine her treating your mom that way?
Oh, horrible. I like, given Raquel is a disrespectful piece of shit. She's met Terry twice and she has no relation like
she isn't
Katie.
Screaming at him. She's just being rude.
Yeah. Sandoval to step up to Terry, who this is the in-law of like your best friend,
who he still loves the in-law.
If I wish we could have seen the screaming, because if Schwartz did not step up to defend Terry,
there's no way he did.
I want to kill him too. Fuck that.
This is why the next day Katie's brother poured out their like Tom Tom whiskey and said like, he posted like the next day after they filmed this and was basically like, fuck you guys on Instagram.
Fuck you, Tom Schwartz. This is where if I was Katie, I'd be like, we have no fucking relationship. How dare you let him speak to my mom that way?
I don't understand why. Listen, I love a good fight. My family is like big, like yellers at each other in fights. But if you're not involved in the fight, you do not get to be a part of the fight. Like Sandoval has no stake in this fight ever.
He's defending
Raquel. Constantly a part of it.
He's defending Raquel.
Yes.
Which is which is so rude, because he's thinking of only Raquel at this point, which is weird because he only thinks of himself. But he's thinking of Raquel and not thinking of Tom Schwartz, not thinking of Ariana, who has a friendship with Katie, not thinking of literally anyone else.
Even if he is, I don't think he cares enough. He's prioritizing himself, loving to yell at people, and his little fling above everyone else.
Like, I am so mad.
I'm so embarrassed.
I'm about to throw hands again. I'm so mad.
Yeah, me too.
I'm so mad. Okay, so Raquel says to Katie that she didn't care. Wait, what? Oh, Raquel brings up that Katie said to Sheena that she didn't care if Schwartz was going to hook up with anyone. And that's where Terry's like, you shut up right now. And then Sandoval's like, oh my God, Terry. And then Katie gets mad. And Ariana's trying to tell Sandoval to stop. She's like, stop, shut up. Don't do this. And he's not listening. And Raquel reaches across to touch Katie to say sorry. And Katie, like, sorry you're hurt. And Katie's like, don't touch me. And Raquel goes, fine, sorry you're fucking jealous. And like walks away. And I was like, you tried to give an apology, but then in a second you're like, never mind. That wasn't genuine. Fuck you.
It none of it's genuine. Raquel has made it very clear that she doesn't care about Katie. And you know what? If you don't care about her, cool, fine, move on. But stop being like a bitch about it too.
Yeah. So Sandoval sits down with Terry, says the only perspective that seems to matter is Katie's and yours. Meanwhile, this is where Schwartz is behind a plant with Peter, and he's like, I'm hiding. And Ariana sits down with Lisa and she's sobbing. She just wants to go home. She can't even like breathe enough to say what the matter is. She says she's stuck in the middle. This yelling's been a lot, and she obviously has not been like processing her emotions. And Lisa's like, totally understand. And like Lisa's hugging her. Meanwhile, Sandoval's still talking about Katie taking accountability, and Katie yells at him to stop. Christina Kelly's the one that's like, stop getting involved in this shit and go comfort your girlfriend who's literally in tears.
Yes. Like, that's so embarrassing.
Why are you focused on Raquel and not this?
Why are you focusing on this argument? He just loves the sound of his own voice. And coming from someone who also loves the sound of their own voice, like he loves it to an extreme.
So embarrassing.
And this is where his, I need to be right thing constantly is like really hindering him as a human being.
So embarrassing. So then Schwartz is like, what's all the yelling about? And then Katie walks past Schwartz and Raquel and Peter and looks at Schwartz and is like, I'm done with you. And Raquel snickers, but Lala clocks it. And Lala goes to find Katie in the back, and she's like, oh, Raquel's snickering, that little hoe, like stupid bitch. And Katie goes back. She sees red. And Lala at first is like, good, grab Tom, like, let's talk. And she grabs Tom and she points at him and is like, you laughing with her? You're fucking snickering? And Lala's like, no, focus. Schwartz is like, what are you talking about? And Lala's like, Katie, focus on me. He wasn't laughing. And meanwhile, Katie's like, you laughing at me? I was like, red.
She really lost any ounce. Yeah, of sense that she had.
I appreciate Lala though being like, focus on me. Focus.
She wasn't laughing. Stop. Like, you should yell at him, but about the right things.
Yeah. So then we go to our favorite place where my ashes need to be spread, the back of Sir. Katie and Schwartz talk. Katie says her confidence and self-worth is nothing because of him. And he says, same here because of what you did to me. And then Raquel walks out and Katie's like, no.
Wait, really quick.
No.
Somebody, I think like one of like somebody who's also friends with Kristen was at this party and is the one who walked up to Raquel in this in-between period and told Raquel like that was really wrong, like what she did. She like doesn't have empathy, and told her like if somebody told you how like you should be communicating with James, you would be really upset about it. Like that's your relationship, your ex, like you don't do that. And like explained to her like why she was in the wrong, and told her she did need to apologize for what happened. And Raquel immediately walked outside and the girl was like, no, I didn't mean right now.
No, girl.
I did not mean right now.
She's trying to, so I heard that Raquel's trying to say she's neurodivergent, which fine, we all are a little like on the spectrum.
What does that actually mean, by the way?
Listen, I take it as, I can't for sure, and obviously if I'm wrong, please like nicely correct me, because we're all learning. But like my brother, I think, is neurodivergent. He's autistic. He thinks of things differently. Like if you didn't say to him apologize later, he would go apologize now.
Gotcha.
So I'm always like, it seems like, yeah, she's like missing something, but I don't know if she's neurodivergent or if she's just fucking a screw is like loose. You know, both. Like I don't have empathy towards, like, why would she be like, now I get to apologize? I think it's the camera time. Like truly.
I think she does want to be in the center of it all.
Yeah, horrible. So Raquel walks out. Schwartz is like, hi, welcome, please interrupt. And Katie's like, no, we're in the middle of a full conversation, go away. And Raquel's like, Katie, I am an empathetic person. And Katie's like, no.
The way she says, I am an empathetic person.
No. And then Raquel keeps talking about how Katie's hurt Katie's hurt that Tom made out with someone, and it's worse that it was Raquel. And I was like, girl, you are not that special.
Stop. You're centering yourself in this.
Yeah. And then Schwartz is like, it wasn't malicious. And Katie's
it was.
Like, it was fucking malicious.
And roll the tape, because it was.
And Katie's like, you guys don't like each other, right? Like, so why would you make out if not to just anger me? And they're like, we're buddies. And Raquel's like, it was a flirty thing to experiment with. And Katie's like, great, I gave you a shot, you blew it, get out of my face, period. And Raquel's like, I'm sorry for hurting you. And Schwartz's like, oh my God, Katie, she's apologizing. And Katie's like, great, goodbye. Like, not accepting your apology, fucking obviously. And Raquel's like, or Tom keeps going, she's trying to apologize, Katie. Katie, she's apologizing. And Katie's like, shut the hell up.
I don't need her apology.
Yeah, I don't.
She has proven time and time again that she doesn't want to apologize. So now getting an apology, it's worthless. It doesn't mean anything.
No, why would I accept this apology? And Tom's like, why didn't you tell Raquel that? And she's like, I did. I told her to fuck off, basically. Why do you keep defending Raquel?
Yes.
Why? So now
so gross.
We go back inside at Serb. Guillermo brings out this cake for Lisa.
This is the worst possible moment to get a birthday cake.
Honestly, we should have ended this at the back of Sir. I would have been satisfied.
I agree. The rest of this is kind of worthless. Like I love Lisa, but
Lisa's like me. The best part was Lisa's like, where's Schwartz? And Katie's like, why do you need him? I'm here. You have me. And I was
she's like, what do you need? And it's
queen,
like, she's just actually giving a
born.
Speech.
Amazing. So then Lisa gives a speech, and it's basically about life throws shit at you, but you deal with it. And then everyone's doing big things, and she loves them, and they'll all learn how to deal with shit when they're older, and they all love each other. And that's why it gets so intense. Cheers. And then Guillermo gives the cake away because no one eats cake.
I cackled at that. Here's what I needed. If it was going to end on this scene, I need like a Housewives where everybody like in the scene gets paused and it gives us an update on them.
Yeah,
this 100%. Just felt like flat. Like, all right, Ian.
I can't believe this was like about to be the finale.
Well, I wonder if
it was probably changed a little.
Yeah, if it was less spicy because they know what's coming.
Whatever. Well, next time, the season finale, we already talked about it, but we'll give a high level. Scandival was going to break up with Ariana, but instead he fucked her best friend twice. Ooh. Or no, instead, sorry, not twice. There was a different girl, whatever. Schwartz is distraught. Ariana doesn't give a fuck about fucking Raquel, and the friendship is bullshit. And then, there's another person freaked around with. Schwartz didn't know anything until a month before. James calls Raquel to be in gossip circle, I assume.
Okay, Katie and Lala are there too with Allie. Like, James is calling to get them
I
the
love
dirt,
the wolf
and I
pack.
love the wolf pack.
Wolfpack is like, hey, Raquel. Hey,
James
my
like, I'll call her.
Ariana says she regrets ever loving Sandoval. Then Raquel is a complete cunt because she does that thing where she's like, I thought it would end up differently for us.
I can't believe it ended up this way. Oh
and
my
then
God. And they kiss in that scene.
And then Kristen's back.
I
think it makes more sense that she does the finger thing because she's with Ariana at that point.
I know, but I just need the context of why she's saying it rather than just her doing it without really any words.
I think Ariana asked her to do this. Kristen
No, I know, but like, what is Kristen saying, like, in the conversation when she's doing that?
She's ready for her interview.
Are you ready? And like, ready for what are we going to talk about? Like, I want to know the specifics. I just needed her to walk up. I know.
Okay, let's do our accepted and blocked. Everyone remind me to like sum up the totals for next week so we know who won the season.
Yes. Okay,
who's your blocked? Let's start there. God,
Rachel. It's the buying the old necklace for yourself.
That was so
come
funny.
On, have a little self-respect. Stop buying yourself gifts for your affair.
I'm gonna pick Sandoval because I would have decked him. If I was I would have done hey Sandoval, you feel this? And right his fucking face. I would have done
you know what? I've heard Jackson and Brittany are coming back next season. I hope they're friends up. I don't really want them as full cast members.
I don't need to know what they're doing on their own.
No.
They could be like a Kristen.
Yes. Like I don't need Cruz on the show. No. But I would love for Jackson to you feel this?
Oh, I would love a big fight like that. Hell yeah. Yes. Okay, who's your accepted?
I'm going Katie. I'm really proud of her with the sandwich shop. I think despite her not being the best at that conversation, she obviously could have been better, but I think she actually handled it very well for what, like both Schwartz and Raquel having to deal with that and Sandoval. Like, I think I would have been in fucking tears and wouldn't have been able to get a word out.
I'm going to go with Lala because I think she really tried to help Katie out. And I like that she was trying to like, what's it called when you try and like lower a situation, like devolve, just digress, know,
but you're getting there.
You're trying to like put the flame out.
Lower down the pressure. What's the word?
Depressurize.
Disengage? No.
Disengage. She's just trying to calm the situation down.
Somebody tell us the word when you listen to this.
Great. So yeah, I liked Lala. I'm gonna take Lala in it. I thought she was just good. She's a supportive friend. She wants to have another baby. I support.
God, why can I not think of this word?
I don't know. Let's go to the after show now. Okay, so Casey's like, oh my God, the lightning bolt necklace. Did she buy it because it reminded her of Sandoval?
Gross.
Probably. Casey said Rachel's a fucking idiot. How she talked to Ariana was fishing for cracks in the relationship, and her comforting Katie was horrible.
Yeah.
Wish James was there though, because great TV. Oh my God, I wish James stepped up to Sandoval and was like, don't talk to Terry that way.
Oh, but God, why did he have to go to Imagine Fest right away?
Casey has no time for Sandoval's pity party, and that Ariana didn't buy him paper towels. And Casey also thought the chat with Schwartz and Terry was sweet, but he's still dumb. She calls him a wimp because she doesn't want to call him a pussy. She described it as the true P word. And I said, the true P word to describe him is pathetic, Casey, just so you know.
Yes.
And Casey just says, yay for something about her and the sandwiches. This was supposed to be the finale. What a weird speech Lisa gave to end it.
Agreed.
Yeah, it would have been weird. Okay, so Tracy comments on how mad she was but she would hate Raquel this season even without Sandoval.
Same.
Rachel was antagonistic and none of the fighting needed to happen. Aisha starts out with, what the fuck did I just watch? Brutal. Poor precious Terry getting involved in that shit. Aisha also comments on Allie thinking she can repair James. Women shouldn't think they can change a man after seeing how he treats people in his past.
Yeah,
that's true.
I like that he doesn't treat her that way. So that's a plus. Like, we haven't seen it, at least.
As far as we know, he hasn't cheated on Allie yet. Aisha is disgusted by the Tom's plan to do scenes bashing Ariana. Schwartz knew at this point, so he's an accomplice to the affair. They positioned Sandoval as the victim. And then Aisha brings up the toilet paper and paper towels.
I mean, I'll never get over that.
Aisha says when Sandoval and Ariana talked, he was putting words in her mouth. Like, you think I'm annoying. Ariana listens and says she wants to fix things, but doesn't want to get to his low level. So Sandoval in return says he wants to fix things. Okay. And I think what she meant by this was like, he's putting words in her mouth. Like, you think I'm annoying? And Ariana's like, no, I don't. I never said that. But also he expects Ariana to be like, then I'm done. But she says, let's fix things. And he's like,
he has to match
her energy. Yeah. Aisha says Sandoval has an issue with drug usage because quality time involves drugs, and him and Schwartz always look high at Schwartz and Sandy's.
And I mean, think about
he loves mushrooms.
When they were
when they created Schwartz and Sandy's.
Yeah.
On mushrooms.
Like, apparently he can only be productive.
Aisha says Rachel is lost and weird in her acting. Shocked to see the thunderbolt and throwing out the idea that Ariana should break out with Sandoval, and looked deflated when Ariana said that she wanted to stay with Tom.
Also, that's the conversation people keep saying is like the bad one, right?
Yeah.
I had heard that Ariana told Raquel that she thought Sandoval was cheating on her, and
I did too. That was Raquel in a preview.
And Raquel said, "I'll be there for you."
That was in a preview. We saw that clip. Yeah, I saw that clip somewhere. Someone show me that. Someone pull up that clip and tell me where I saw it. I know I've seen that.
I've heard about
Sandoval's cheating on me. She's like, I'll be here for you. I like can see it. I see
maybe it's next episode. Maybe they're gonna leave off. Maybe they have a little bit more footage, but like from September.
I think in a nude shirt. She's in a nude shirt. I think
they're gonna start off in September and then be like 6 months later, and then it's like March, and somebody's gonna narrate what happened.
Bravo's
and then it's
gaslighting me.
All the articles. They love pulling up articles.
Oh, I love when they pull up articles. Okay, so Aisha says Rachel is. Oh, I said that. Aisha says seeing Katie lash out towards Tom was a lot. A kiss when filing for divorce was more impactful than 4 incidents of cheating and gaslighting and manipulation. The agreement.
I think it's because she's awake to like.
I do too.
Not taking it anymore.
Yeah. The agreement was never going to work because Tom doesn't respect Katie. However, threatening to take the dogs away is ridiculous. They need to set boundaries, and if the dogs are the only thing holding them together, maybe they should end that too. Hoping Katie takes her power back. Yeah, it's hard. The dogs are like kids, and so they both love them. So I think that'll always be a thing. But if you need like Katie's brother to be the one to switch them out or something.
Yeah. I don't think Schwartz should lose the dogs, or they should split them up. Like, that's really hard. But yeah, I think worst case scenario is somebody else gets involved in catering them to and fro. Yeah.
And then Aisha says Rachel's an idiot and wants to antagonize Katie and Sandoval, or Katie and Sandoval set her up to do it. Okay, so Sarah, I just wanted to shout her out because she did not give us an audacity list last week because there was a big TV death in Australia.
Oh my God.
So that's what everyone was focused on. Yeah.
Oh my God, that's horrible.
We missed you, Sarah. But she did send us questions like book club style.
Okay.
So she said, disregard Sandoval entirely and look at the things as though the affair never happened. What's your take on Tom and Ariana's relationship at this point when they're sitting at home talking? Do you think it's really in trouble at this point in time?
Yes.
Does Tom have valid points?
No, I don't think he has valid points, but I think he is trying to escape.
Whether it's Sandoval or not, he's trying to get out.
Like,
yeah, I agree.
He is seeing all the problems and like she's providing solutions, but he doesn't really seem interested in mending things.
Yeah, I think he just wants to go be 20 years old again. And
I agree. I think they are in a rough patch, which like that happens with everybody. It's just how do you get through it?
He doesn't want to work through it. He wants to be done.
But
he doesn't know how to be done.
Yeah.
Okay, now bring in Sandoval at this point in time. Let's believe Tom wants the relationship with Ariana to work out. It's mid-September and the affair is relatively early days. Mm-hmm. Do you think that at this point in time, it would have been possible for Tom to have his fling, treat Rachel like trash, and dump her and go back to Ariana unbeknownst to her and getting things back on track? Or was it too late?
No, I don't think Rachel would have.
I think Rachel would have spilled the beans.
Ooh.
Because I
don't think so. Because
do you
think she would really blow up her friendships?
If we cut out Rachel's tongue so she can't speak, yeah, I think Sandoval can end things with Rachel, go back to Ariana. No one knows. No one's none the wiser, right?
And even if Ariana found out about it later, I think they could still be together.
I think if Rachel's not a friend.
Yes.
I think if she's still in the friend group, if she moves miraculously, then fine, we can move past it. But if she's still in the friend group, I don't think Ariana would be able to move past that. But I also think Rachel would have told someone like Sheena or I don't know, someone she would have been like, or Allie, like someone random and would have been like,
she would,
oh my God, I hooked up with Sandoval.
Yeah. I don't think she could ever go to Sheena and Ariana and say I slept with Sandoval.
She would have just said it. Like at one point drunk, she would have said it and that would have
I feel like she weirdly would have said it to James.
Ew. So yeah, unless she moved, this relationship, once he had the affair, was doomed as far as I'm concerned.
I think when he slept with her once, I think it could have been recovered.
But Rachel can't be in the friend group.
I don't know. It's
you
tricky.
Think Ariana's gonna be like, yeah, my dude hooked up with my best friend, but we're still all the same.
If it was never public, yeah, I do. I think she cares about him. Public. Yeah, that's the key thing is it can never come to light.
It would have though.
Like the friend group can know, but it cannot be on the show.
No,
the
but
public
if
cannot
Lala
know.
found it out, you're not gonna tell me she wouldn't make that shit public.
If Ariana said, please don't do this, like we're really trying to work on things, I think some people would have kept it off the show.
That's true. I mean, I believe Lala knew Rand was cheating on her, but didn't want to believe it kind of thing.
It's so tricky. I think if it happened once and he weirdly came clean in the fall and like off camera, like I think they would have worked it out all off camera.
I think there would have been boundaries. Seasons. I think she would have been like,
oh, I think they would have like moved that friendship away, but
yeah. Wild. Okay, so Sarah brings up the necklace is not scandalized by Sandoval, but it's scandalized by the cost.
Yes.
Because like you just bought it to commemorate an affair.
It's so weird. Like, how am I not like I'm not mad at Sandoval for these necklaces anymore?
It was so funny. I know, Sarah, you gotta take that off your audacity list.
Yeah. Well, I mean, leave it on Rachel's, but not on Sandoval's. He gets off the hook for one thing.
He's just living his life.
He's not as shitty like he gets one shitty thing removed from his list.
This crazy ass person bought a necklace.
Oh God.
Yeah. So Sarah comments on James not wanting to go to therapy. That's why he should go to therapy. And then Sarah says every time she sees Logan, he just has such a wide mouth with lots of teeth, and that's all she can think about. God. Sarah says everyone keeps commenting on how Katie breaks down behind closed doors, but she wants to see it, as horrible as it sounds. It sounds like there's a side to Katie we're missing, and if it was filmed, it would help understand Katie more, but it's also hard to be completely vulnerable on camera.
Yeah. I think we kind of saw it a little bit in the back of Sir with like the mask slipped a little bit. Like she was so upset with Schwartz. Yeah. Like she was kind of losing it.
Yeah. And then Sarah requests a new season of One Season Wonders, our one fan.
Oh my God.
Okay. Now Katie, this is going to get confusing because it's Katie from the Patreon and then we have Katie Maloney.
Okay.
So Katie from the Patreon was enraged watching this episode because Sandoval wore the same yellow tank top the whole weekend during camping last week.
It was one night.
Ew, still you're camping. You gotta change.
I know, I agree. You do need to change
Katie,
the next morning.
I hate camping.
But I'll give it to him that it was one night, not 2 nights.
Katie brings up Tom saying that he wouldn't have kissed Raquel if he knew it would make Katie this mad. He knew that he was playing it down because he knows he knew and he was playing it down because he knows she's with Sandoval. Like I think it's like it's going nowhere, so I'll just play it down.
Yeah.
Okay, so Katie brings up the Sir party, the conversation with Ariana, and she saw red. Like our Katie saw red when Ariana and Rachel were talking. And disrespecting Katie Maloney's mom, Patreon Katie would have backhanded Rachel. And then Lala has always said Rachel is super calculating. And then Rachel goes to the back of Sir to let Katie and Tom when Katie and Tom are fucking talking. And of course, Schwartz doesn't stick up for Katie.
No.
Rachel gives this like pre-written apology that makes no sense, but Katie overall handled it well.
Can you imagine if Stassi was still on this show? She would have backhanded
Raquel.
Oh
my God. Stassi made a joke about that last night where she's like, I've already backhanded one person. I can backhand another. And I was like,
it would have been epic.
Dare you. Okay. Chrissy thinks about these. All she thinks during these episodes is the fucking audacity. Tyranny says, who has the nerve to yell at Terry Maloney? Scumdival. Who has the nerve to be disrespectful to Terry Maloney? Rachel. And she can't believe that this was supposed to be the season finale. Like, it was good, but it would have left us with like, oh, what the fuck did I just watch? And we have anxiety for next week's reunion. Or, oh, she has anxiety for next week's episode and reunion.
Can you imagine what the reunion would have been like? It would have been all so boring.
It would have been weird. And then she's like, what are we going to talk about after this? I'm like, I don't know. I'm stuck on, all I think about is Sandoval. It's all I talk about.
Guys, they'll pick up cameras in June. So like, we'll start a little trickle out of like what's going on with the new season.
I hope Ariana's still with her hot ass boyfriend that she's with.
I'm obsessed, but I need it on camera.
One of my friends in Chicago has a coworker that lives in New York, and one of her friends tried to set him up with her.
And they like Ariana's boyfriend?
Yeah, they went on a date.
With your friend?
With my friend's friend.
Okay.
In New York, because he used to live here, and she said he was like nice, but then he moved to LA, so she was like, okay,
well, that's okay. Ariana needed him.
Yeah. So Tierney for the week accepts Ariana for being depressed, having Sandoval trying to gaslight her, having the conversation with Rachel, but still pulling herself together to look beautiful for first looks at something about her, and to have a life partner not give a shit while she broke down in Lisa's arms. And then she blocks James because she permanently blocked the Toms and Rachel. So it's James that's scoffing at Allie, saying that he needs therapy. But she also said, Alicia, before you come for me, I also like James. So like, thank you, Tierney. We love James.
We just want better for James.
You can block him.
You can block people you like.
I just love it. I would always like close the door on him, but I'd never lock it. You know, like that's my vibe with James. Okay.
He needs a timeout.
Yeah. Tonette says the lightning bolt necklaces. And says Tom has one, and then Rachel bought one for herself, and that's how you get caught. Yes. Rachel was literally like, let's get caught.
She's giddy over this affair.
And then Tierney recommends Lala's podcast, and Lala said that Rachel would have won the season if not for Sandoval, but does anyone else see that?
No.
Tierney thinks it was Katie and Lala's season.
I don't think I would hate Raquel as much as I do. I just think I would think she's an idiot like we used to think of her. She's ditzy. Yeah, just bimbo. She has nothing in her head.
Bimbo mistress vibes, if you will.
100%.
Yeah, I'm not going to say the D or the S word. That's it. Okay, this was a long episode, but we had a lot to cover, and thank you guys so much. I'm sorry if I missed something you said and you were like, oh, we should go back. No.
We got 3 reunions ahead of us, and then Secrets Revealed will be Patreon
and
only.
A finale and a real finale.
A real finale. 3 reunions, Secrets Revealed, which will be only on Patreon. So that's a time to join in June, especially for Patreon content. Because I've heard it covers post Sandoval.
And then the season ends, but they start filming again. So we'll be back here in no time, don't you worry.
Oh my goodness, so much.
It's not the end, it's just see you later. Okay, bye.
Thanks for joining. Bye.